It's been crazy. And I remember someone told me at one of our very first shows, I don't know what I'm hearing, but it makes sense. My name is Toney. I'm originally from here in Waycobah First Nation. I've been playing the fiddle for almost 5 years now. I got into music at a very young age. It would have been my Uncle Fabian Toney. He was a well-known guy here. But he got me into music when I was around 7 years old. I went over to his place and he always had concerts playing on his TV. And I went over there. It's the first time I got to hear music for the very first time. This is a true story, not making this up. Take the pots and pans from upstairs, bring them downstairs, and just use them as my own little makeshift drum set until Mom would come yelling for them back, and there'll be big dents in the pots and pans, and that was my very first drum set. And then I went to CBU in 2019 to take music. One of those days when I was in class, I said to myself, what if I take Mi'kmaq songs and bring it to the fiddle? And so I was listening to a lot of recordings of Mi'kmaq singers, and I found this one song. It's sources say it's about a 500-year-old song. That's Wabigat Goldra version. And I took it, I learned it, I have a jigamahan at home, I sang it, and I said, okay, so what if I put the fiddle behind this? And then I brought it to a good friend of mine who's a mentor to me. We actually had our very first show. My very first show was here in Waycobah First Nation at the hall. People were listening, they were having a good time, just listening away to fiddle tunes. 3 hours worth of fiddle tunes. And I think it was Delina Paulette who said, do you guys do the Gojwa? And I said, why yes, I've been working on something. And I said, Keith, we're gonna try something. Here's the key, we're just gonna try it, have fun with it. And then we did the Gojwa on the fiddle, my fiddle version. And Keith looked at me with a very serious face and he said, I got to record that song. Then next thing you know, we have a 10-song album. We put it out to the world, and now we're here.
It's a social song made for dancing.
When I first started playing the fiddle, I always get called. And I had two audiences at the time. People would come listen to me to hear fiddle music, and then I'll often get called for events to sing Mi'kmaq songs, like the Mi'kmaq Honor Song. But those two audiences were always separate, and those two cultures were always separate. They haven't really been put together. And so that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to put the Mi'kmaq songs, the Mi'kmaq teachings, the history in with the Celtic music of Cape Breton Island. And we did it. And the Gojwa is a very good version, a good example of our little fusion that we call Mi'kmaq, which is, I'm really proud of that name. I came up with that name. It's you got the Mi'kmaq and the Celtic put together, Mi'kmaq. Well, I was very surprised when we got 3 East Coast Music Awards. I didn't think in my life that I would get those at all, as well as a Nova Scotia, Music Nova Scotia Award. And like I said, to play for the United Nations, that was a dream of Keith's ever since he was a child, to perform in front of the United Nations. And I'm just learning this thing. It's been 5 years. I'm still learning the ropes. But I've learned so much in the past 5 years from really great mentors like Kyle McNeil, he's with the Barry McNeils, Stan Chapman, and all of the fiddle idols here in Cape Breton Island. I'm really glad to say that most of them are really good friends of mine, and they taught me a lot on the way on this musical journey. So I still can't believe it. All the stuff that we've done, it's hard to believe. I'm just so proud of it. Mom has been a really good supporter of music, and I remember growing up, she would always play record players. I had no idea what they were at the time, but so cool. And she would always have Cape Breton artists on the record player, like Rita McNeil, the Bear McNeils, Natalie McMaster, Buddy McMaster, all of these people. And I remember before she passed away, I told her, I was like, I'm going to win an East Coast Music Award, and I'm going to give it to you. And that's what I did. And I was like hoping, like, oh my goodness, I hope I win at least one award so I can give it to Mom. And CTV News found out about it. And they said, Morgan, we would love to do a story with you and your mom about, your East Coast nomination, East Coast Music Award nomination. And I won it. And then I took it to her, and she's just been a great support over the years. And I know she's up there still smiling away and dancing to the fiddle tunes that she hears. I can still feel her. I feel her in my heart. She's there. I picked up this instrument 5 years ago, and I've learned so much on it. I don't want it to die, I want to see our Mi'kmaq youth pick up this instrument because it's a big part of our history. What I'm going to do in the near future, is to teach lessons on how to play the fiddle. And it's all going to start with our youth. I'm going to teach them, and hopefully 50 years down the road, or maybe even sooner, Unama'ki will have tons of Mi'kmaq fiddlers, and that's the dream. I just want to teach. I want to teach our songs. I want to teach the fiddle. And I think we can do it. I think it'll be a really great accomplishment for me. Then I'll retire. I feel like I can retire after that. I just don't. It's so important to this land that we're on, and I would love to see it go further. It's been a learning journey for me, especially when I'm trying to learn my language. And I've learned quite a bit from just learning these songs and talking with elders about these songs. And it's really powerful stuff. And I'm really happy that our music and our Mi'kmaq teachings and all of our history is going out into the world. And it's just been amazing. I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm happy where I am, and I just can't wait to see what the future has in store for me.